So welcome to this video. My name is Alex. This is Charlie, and I'm taking another walk up in the mountains with my dogs. And the reason I've started filming these walks is because when I'm walking in the mountains, I start to commune with nature. You know, I start to feel the harmony of nature permeate me, and I get clarity, I get inspiration when I'm walking the mountains. And you know, I like any human being, I like to share things which I think may be of use to others. And so I often feel like I want to record and write down the inspiration I get in the mountains, but this seems to be the best way. Making a video seems to be the best way. So, you know, I say in all these videos I make, I say how important it is to get back into nature. Spend as much time as you can in nature, where there's no cars, there's no people, there's no roads, there's no noise. You're just completely immersed in nature. It's really, really important that we do this on a regular basis because, as I said, we start to feel a communication from the natural world. It radiates harmony. The natural world transmits harmony to us, and we start to feel it. You know, the longer we spend in nature, I'm not talking about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I'm talking about half an hour to an hour. The longer we spend in nature, the more that harmony permeates us, and we start to feel it deeper and deeper inside of us. And ultimately, it touches our heart, and we feel it in our heart. We feel the love that flows through the natural world. So in my opinion, the natural world is an expression of love. If you want to understand love, then look around you and look at the intelligence and the beauty that flows through the natural world, and understand that this is an expression of love. Love wants to express itself through intelligence and beauty. And we are the same. We are part of nature. And that's why it's really important to spend time in nature, because we remember that we're part of it. We're not separate, we're not different, we're part of it. Now, of course, we've got something extra, something unique to the human race that's kind of unquantifiable, but we're still part of the natural world. And we start to feel the love flowing through us that flows through everything. And that's really what this is about. This is the crux of the whole matter, is that we feel the love flowing through us that is flowing through all of this. Love flows through all living things. And it's really important that we feel that love, because if we're not feeling it, then we're disconnected from the most important thing in the universe. The most important thing in our life is love. And when we're not feeling love, if we're feeling something else, agitation, irritation, sadness, anger, then we're really cut off from our kind of the source of everything, the source of our, how can I put it? The source of our soul, the source of all that is good in the world. It's such a shame that we should be separate from this, that we should be cut off from this, when this is what we need more than anything else. So the reason I make these videos is just to remind you that you are designed to have love flowing through you all the time. Now, of course, our lifestyles, our busy, stressful, distracted lifestyles, of course, make it difficult for us to stay connected to love. And that's why it's important that we get out in nature as often as possible. That's why I make these videos, just to remind you that you're a natural being. You belong in nature. You feel more at home in nature. You feel connected to nature. You don't feel connected to 4 concrete walls or, you know, tiles on a roof and screens and all the things we use, all the things we surround ourselves with. We can't feel connected to them because they're inanimate. They don't have love flowing through them. I mean, your house may have been built with love, perhaps, if you're extremely lucky, but it's not alive. And we need to feel the life around us. We need to feel the love and the harmony that comes from all the living things around us. It's so important. I cannot overstate how important it is for you to remember who you are, and also to remember what your purpose is. Because your purpose is primarily, one, to feel that love, to reconnect and feel the love of nature, of the universe, to feel this divine love that permeates everything, to feel it flowing through you. That's number one. And to become stronger and stronger in that love, so that it becomes unshakable. With time it becomes unshakable. Number two, your purpose is then to express that love in any way you choose. Any way you choose. And that's where your creative joys and skills come into play. Because you've been given a creative gift of some sort or other. Whether it's with your voice, whether it's with your words, whether it's with a pen or pencil or paper, paints, whether it's with music, whether it's with art, doesn't matter. It can be a million different things. What matters is that you express, you use your passion, you use your favourite way of creativity to express the love, to share it with the world. But of course, primarily you have to be feeling it. First you have to be feeling it before you can express it. Otherwise it's impossible to express something you're not feeling. And that's why it's important. And that's why I'm making this video. That's why it's important to get out into nature. Because it's the easiest way to remember the love that is everywhere. To remember the love that's in your heart, that should be flowing through you. And that's why it's important that we calm down. We remove ourselves from all that distracts us. We stop giving our attention to screens and stop giving our attention to what other people are saying. We're so busy listening to what other people are saying. Of course, ironically, you're listening to what I'm saying, which is kind of funny, isn't it? But what I'm saying is, get out into nature. This should be an incentive, an impetus. This video should give you an impetus to get out of your four walls. No matter what the weather, get out of your four walls and just go into nature somewhere. Even if you have to get in the car and drive 15, 20 minutes, or even half an hour, it doesn't matter. Or even if you have to drive an hour to get somewhere where there's nature, it'll be worth it. I promise you it'll be worth it. Because it harmonizes us. Nature harmonizes us. And we can't feel peace until we're harmonized. We can't feel relaxed. Well, having said that, that's something you can do wherever you are. Wherever you are, you can relax your body. And that actually does allow harmony to return to you. It's a very, very powerful thing to do, actually. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, notice if you're holding your body in tension. If there's stress, that means there's tension. And you need to relax. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, notice your body and notice, is there tension? And if you notice there is, just relax. Relax your body, relax your arms, relax your shoulders, because they carry a lot of tension, our shoulders, a lot of pressure, a lot of shoulds. Think about the word should. Add the word ER onto the word should and you've got shoulder. Because all the pressure, all the things we think we should be doing, kind of person we think we should be, puts pressure on us, and we carry this pressure in our shoulders and our back, and we kind of hunch up our shoulders with this weight of this burden that we're carrying of what we should be doing. So relax your shoulders, let your shoulders be relaxed, free yourself from this burden, and just relax your body and just say to yourself, everything's okay right now. I don't need to worry. Just relax. It's okay to relax. Tell yourself it's good just to relax and just to feel the relief that comes from relaxing. Don't let your mind drag you into its busy world, telling you need to do this, you need to do that, telling you that it's much more complicated than this. It's not more complicated than this. When you relax, peace slowly comes back to you. Peace is slowly restored to you when you relax. As you relax, tension and fear dissipate. And I'll tell you something very interesting about fear, which is that the only way fear can be present in your body is through tension. When your body is afraid, that means there is tension. Your body goes into tension because it's a state of resistance. We have a thought about something that we don't want to happen, that scares us, that we don't like, and our body responds to that thought by tensing up by resisting that idea. It doesn't want it, so your body tenses up and goes into a state of resistance. And most crucially, your heart tenses up. Okay? And so the only way fear can be present in your body is through tension. And any time you're afraid, just notice your body and you'll see that there is tension in your body and in your heart. Now the wonderful thing is that when you relax and you release tension, it is impossible for fear to remain. It is absolutely impossible, physically, emotionally, biologically, spiritually, psychologically, blah, blah, blah. It's impossible to be afraid when you're relaxed. Try that for yourself, experiment. It is impossible to be afraid while you're relaxed. Because the only way you can feel afraid, actually feel fear in your body, the only way you can feel it is through tension, which is resistance. When there's no tension, when there's no resistance, there is no fear. I promise you this is true because I've been exploring this and studying this and experiencing and experimenting for 25 years, understanding what fear is and how it manipulates us and how it controls us. It's through tension. When there is no tension, when your body's relaxed, you cannot be afraid. So the first thing you do when you notice you're afraid, when you notice, oh no, I feel this unpleasant feeling of fear and I don't like it, something you don't want, some feeling you don't want, relax. First thing you do is relax. And just let the tension, don't go into your mind, don't think about anything, just be fully aware of your body and relax your body. And just make a concerted effort, well, effort's probably not the right word, but make a concerted effort just to let go of tension, relax your body, be fully aware of every part of your body and notice where there's tension. And ultimately you'll notice, if you're afraid, you'll notice there is tension in your heart, because it's our heart which is afraid. Ultimately it's where fear is really does its worst, has its worst effect on us, is in our heart. Because can you think about it? Think about this. Your heart is the most important organ in your body. It's the central kind of engine room of your body. It pumps blood, which delivers oxygen to every cell of your body. And so if your heart is contracted and tight, then that is going to have a very negative effect on how you feel and how your body functions. If your heart is contracted and tight, it's unable, it's not free, it's not open, it can't really pump blood as it needs to. And so it's really important to become aware by putting your hand on your heart and noticing, how does your heart feel? Do you feel tense? Do you feel afraid? And if you're aware that there is fear in your heart, take a few deep breaths. Just relax your chest. Breathe deeply, let your lungs open up and relax your heart. And just say to yourself, it's safe to relax. It's safe to relax. There is no danger, there is no threat. It's okay to relax in this moment. Don't let your mind drag you into lots of thinking. That's a waste of time. Do not let your mind suck you into its realm of confusion, and it's a bit like a spider's web. It's funny, I should see the spider's web right now, as you can see right there. Because our mind is just like a spider's web. As soon as you enter into the mind, you're in the sticky web and it keeps you in there. You go round and round and round and round around the spider's web, but really you're stuck. And the ego is like a spider. It just wants to wrap you up and devour you and take you into darkness, take you into misery, take you into self-destruction. And so the most important thing you can do is to not go into your mind, stay in your body. Keep your attention in your body, in your feeling, in being aware of your muscles, being aware of your heart, because your attention has to be somewhere. Your attention can't be nowhere. And ultimately your attention is either in your mind or it's in your body. And your body includes your emotions and your feelings. So rather than thinking about what's going on, rather than thinking about your fear, rather than thinking about, oh, I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that, I can't do this, I can't do that. Rather than thinking, get off the spider's web and just relax your body, bring all your attention back to your body. And that's why it's important to move, to get out and be physical. Climb a mountain or go for a walk, go for a run. Just do something physical that takes you into your body. Because if you're sitting down, then it's easier to be in your head. It's easy to get lost in your thoughts when you're sedentary. But when you start moving and you start getting more oxygen into your body, it grounds you. Oxygen grounds you. Moving grounds you. Walking, using your muscles, it all grounds you. And it's in your body where you can connect once more to that sense of harmony. That harmony is in your body. It's not in your mind, it's in your body. And the natural world is communicating not just through the physical expression of beauty that we see all around us, but through the sounds you can hear and the smells. All of it is communicating. It's communicating something. It's communicating love. It's communicating harmony. But it's no use to think about this. It's no use for you to listen to this video indoors and say, oh yeah, great. Yeah, I understand. Understanding isn't important. What's important is connecting. Connecting. And you only do that by getting into nature. By getting into your body, by relaxing. Relaxing deeply. So if you can't get outside, if you can't go into nature, then just find a quiet place and just relax your body deeply. Breathe deeply. Relax deeply so that your attention goes more and more into a state of relaxation in your body. So your attention sinks into your body. Now, I speak a lot about nutrition because I've been working with healing nutrition for about 23 years. It's my field of expertise. And I always recommend to people that they change their diet, that they improve their diet in terms of eating more natural food, not eating stimulants, not eating wheat, not eating sugar, but eating more natural food, fruits and vegetables, lots of green vegetables, good healthy protein, consume special foods like healing foods like wheatgrass juice, which I use every day, spirulina, which is very grounding. You have to understand that we're feeding our body, we're helping our body to experience peace, or we're helping our body to steer away from peace, to experience something else, which is either agitation, overstimulation, lethargy, tiredness. You can eat in a way which encourages tiredness, which encourages irritation, which encourages your body to have a hard time with the foods it's trying to digest. But why would you want to do that? Just for taste? Just for a few moments of pleasure of eating something that we like? And we have to deal, on a long-term basis, we have to deal with our eating habits. It affects the way we feel in the long term. So my advice to you is eat more naturally. Eat the foods which help you to feel more balanced, more grounded, more energized, more alert, more awake. And essentially this is more natural foods, green vegetables, lots of salads, good proteins. If you need some warm food, then have warm food when you need it, but don't rely on cooked meals. Let your diet focus more on raw foods, salads, fruit. So much delicious food that we don't need to cook. And when you need warm food, eat warm food, but don't rely on it. Don't depend on having a cooked meal twice or 3 times a day. Just get used to eating lighter food, because then you'll feel lighter. You won't feel so tired. You won't feel so lethargic. You won't feel so irritable. And you'll feel more connected when you eat lighter food and you eat more natural green foods and juicy food with a higher water content, which are easier to digest. Think about that. That the more water content in your food, the easier it is to digest. And so when you change your diet in this way, then you also are helping yourself to connect more to the love that is everywhere, the love that's in nature, because you're harmonizing with it. You're attuning with it because you're eating natural things, so you're harmonizing more with a natural environment with a natural energy of love. So, I always give a little bit of a food lecture because it's one of the most important things. It's probably second to your thoughts. I'd say there's 3 things which are crucial. Number 1 is the thoughts that you're listening to and believing. Number 2, the environment you're in. So are you in nature? Are you in 4 walls? Are you in a place with lots of electromagnetic frequencies, lots of Wi-Fi? So you've got to look at your environment, that's number 2. And number 3 is what you're putting in your body. Those 3 things are absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial. And if you get those 3 things right, then you will help yourself immeasurably to feel more peaceful, to feel more connected to love. And this may sound like airy-fairy and, well, what's the value of that? What's the benefit of connecting to love? It's because love is reality. Love is the reality we're searching for. And when we reconnect to love, we realize that there is this great force that is guiding us and protecting us. It is steering us. It is calling to us. It wants to love us and it wants to provide for us. But it's all very well me saying that. We have to feel this. We have to connect to that love and experience it for ourselves and realize, oh my goodness, not nature, but love is communicating with me. Love is aware of me, not just in a general, vague sense, but love is personally aware of you and is working with you to help you, to take you to where you need to be, to understand the things you need to understand, to guide you to really experience fulfillment and joy in this life. But we have to listen to love. We're so busy listening to our thoughts, listening to our ideas, most of which have been put there by the external world, by the media, all these opinions we think we have that we believe in. We don't need them. What we need is to know love. We don't need to listen to all those other voices, all those other opinions. We need to listen to love. It speaks to our heart and it tells us that we are safe, that we are protected and provided for, that we just need to come back down to earth, humble ourselves, open our heart, be receptive, and then we can be guided. Because we can't be guided when we're arrogant, when we think we have all the answers. We can't be guided when we're distracted and listening to all these other voices which we don't need to listen to. We have to become quiet. Let our hearts soften and realize that we need something. We need some guidance, we need some love, we need some help. And recognizing this, acknowledging this is humility. Acknowledging that we need something that we can't give ourselves, that's humility. And it needs to come from the outside, and ultimately it comes from the inside, really. It comes from our own heart. But we can't make that happen, we can't give it to ourselves. We need to become open and receptive so that we can receive love. It's not something we can grab off a supermarket shelf. We can't press a button. We're so used to giving ourselves what we want, clicking our fingers and getting what we want, or ordering what we want online and just having what we want delivered to our doorstep, But when it comes to love and humility and peace, we have to quieten down, we have to become receptive. And only when we become receptive do we start to feel that it's there. What we're looking for is right there. It all comes down to how receptive we are. And that's why it's so important to get into nature, because it helps us to become receptive. It attunes us and helps us to how can I put this? It helps us to open up. When we relax, we open up. And that's why relaxation is so important, especially the relaxation of our heart. When we relax, we open up. So being in nature helps us to relax. And as we relax, we attune, we feel the expression of love through the natural world. And we remember that we're a part of it. And we realize that this is what we're looking for, and this is what the most important thing is. And we realize that we've got a job to do, which is to express that love. And it's a beautiful job. It's not a pressure. It's not an obligation. It's something that our heart longs for. Our heart longs to express love. Like a child who sees something amazing and just wants to tell someone, oh look what I just saw. That's instinctive to a child. They want to tell you everything they've just seen or everything that's happened. And we're the same. When we experience something beautiful, we want to tell people about it. And that's why I'm making this video. Because I go out into nature, I walk up in the mountains with my dogs, I listen to the birds, I feel the wind, feel the breeze on my skin, see the sunlight through the trees, and I feel the love in my heart, and I feel connected to that love, and I feel like that I belong to that love, and it makes me want to share it with you. It makes me want to encourage you to get out into nature and for the same to happen to you, because I want you to feel this feeling too. I want you to remember what love is and what love feels like and how magnificent it is to be part of it all. I want you to feel that too, which is why I'm making this video. Because it's true that love is real, and it's everywhere, and it's almost like surrounding you, but you've built up this wall around your heart. We've all built up a wall of self-protection around our heart because we don't want to experience pain. And so we have to bring that wall down, which ultimately means relaxing our heart, relaxing the barriers of tension and resistance that we've built up around our heart. We have to let that wall come down, which means relaxing our heart, becoming vulnerable, allowing our heart, recognizing that we are weak in some way. We are vulnerable. We need protection. We need to feel safe. If you can recognize that, then you are, how can I put this? If you can recognize that, you're well on your way to coming back home to love, recognizing that you are vulnerable, that you need help, you need protection, you need love, you need security. We all do. But it's very hard for proud and arrogant people, like most of us can be at times. It's very hard for us to accept that and to acknowledge that. But the acknowledgement of that is what we need. We need to acknowledge that we need help, that we can't do this by ourselves. And so we have to allow the walls to come down, to allow that help in, to allow that love in. We need to let the walls come down, which means dropping our resistance. And most of our resistance takes the form of anger, by the way. Anger is the tool we most often use to push people away. And our clever mind convinces us that the anger is righteous, that we're right to be angry with this person, we're right to be angry with that person, we're right to be agitated, we're in the right. If you're angry, then you're right. But that's a trick by your ego, just to keep you in a state of anger. And it's so hard when you're in that state of anger to drop it, because we're so sure we're right, we're so sure that we're justified in feeling our anger. But actually anger is very, very detrimental to us, because it keeps us separate. Anger is the wall that we build around our heart, and it keeps us separate from the love we all desperately need, we're all looking for. So we have to drop that anger, drop that resistance, and drop the fear which is behind. The fear is what motivates us to build that wall. The fear is the motivating force to make us angry. It makes us create these walls of anger and resistance to keep people away, to keep love away. So when you drop the walls, when you drop the anger, then you'll notice, you'll encounter that fear, the fear that initially made you build those walls. You'll encounter it. But that's not a bad thing. The fear is your vulnerability. So you have to recognize you're vulnerable. You have to encounter that fear which is behind the anger and recognize, okay, I don't have all the answers. No matter how big and strong you are, no matter how tough and confident you are, no matter how self-assured and successful you are, it doesn't matter. You still need to recognize your vulnerability. Because it's only through recognizing your vulnerability, only then do you open the door to love, open the door to the beauty and the benevolence and the protection and providence of love. You have to recognize your vulnerability. You have to become like children again and recognize that we need something that we can't provide for ourselves. And without it, then we are lost. And that is love. And that love heals us. It heals our pain, because it's really important that our pain is healed. It's really important that we allow our pain to be healed. And really our pain is in our heart. It's really important we allow that to be healed. And it's love. It's love which addresses the wounds of disappointment, the wounds of trauma, the wounds of being taken advantage of and manipulated, and all these terrible, painful experiences we've had. Love is what heals them. And we have to allow that love in, obviously. And we do that by bringing down the walls of anger that keep us separate from other people, that stop us forgiving people. To bring down those walls, tear them down, and recognize the fear and the vulnerability which caused us to build those walls. And when you notice that fear and vulnerability, it's at that point where you have to say, okay, I need something. I need to be protected. I need love. I need help. And it's that recognition, that humble recognition, because it's a very humbling thing to do. It's a very humble statement to make. I need help. I need help. Please help me. That's really comes from the most humble part of our heart. And it's in that humility, in that place of humility where we recognize and we admit that we need help, that we receive it, that we connect to that thing which gives us the help, which gives us the protection and providence. It's in that place of humility that occurs, and that's what we need. That's the ultimate connection, the ultimate reconnection, is recognizing that there is a force. You can call it what you want, give it any name you want to, but there is a force which wants to reconnect with you, and that you need that force. You can call it God, you can call it love, you can call it absolutely anything, but you need to be connected to that, because only through your connection to that are you truly strong. Can you be unshakable? Only when you're connected to that can you feel completely safe, and I mean absolutely completely safe to the very core of your being, only through connecting to that, because you have no fear. When you're connected to that, there can be no fear, because there is no threat. Nothing can threaten you, because you know that force. You know that force is aware of you, and you know that force is protecting you no matter what. And this is where we find true freedom, is freedom from fear, freedom from anxiety and worry about our safety, because we know we're always taken care of, we're always provided for. And so it's really that humbling, dropping our anger, dropping the barrier, encountering the fear that's behind it, and recognizing that we need help. That's the ultimate humbling of our personality, of our being, is recognizing that we really need help, and that help is there. All you have to do is open up to it and ask for it, and it will be there for you.